India's Operation Sindoor marks a major shift in its response to cross-border terrorism following the horrific Pahalgam massacre. While New Delhi asserts its right to self-defense, Pakistan is sending mixed signals, denying terror camps on one hand and issuing threats on the other. From mock drills at home to diplomatic messaging abroad, the stakes are high. To delve deeper into this issue and discuss the latest developments and get a perspective on what's unfolding, we have with us Robinder Sachdev, a foreign affairs expert. So, was Operation Sindoor a proportional and lawful response under the international right to self-defense after the Pahalgam massacre?
I think it was maybe even less than proportional or proportionate response to what all the country has been suffering over these years. I cannot estimate that. But yes, for this one Pahalgam, dastardly attack, it was one response. It was a tit for tat. So definitely that one. Secondly, as to international norms, etc., I think we've made clear now that our doctrine is tit for tat. And that is something, especially I think the American administration understands that language. Trump understands, you give me one, I take one. We have to level the score. So in terms of international norms, I think tit for tat now is pretty much understood also and accepted also. So therefore we are within the norms, I think.
India has always exercised restraint. Why was it important to shift gears now and respond militarily?
See, there are two things. There is a Chinese saying, I think, never fight until you built up your strength. Get into a fight only when you know you have the strength. Build up your strength and then fight. Do not fight when you're building your strength, one. So, India has now built its strength, one. Second, the mechanisms of what we look at, the machinations of Pakistan that we see over the last so many years have reached a boiling point, a tipping point. So I think it's a combination of these two things. Enough is enough, and we have built up strength.
How should the international community view Pakistan's contradictory stance, calling for restraint in Western media while threatening retaliation on domestic platforms like GeoNews?
Well, that is to be expected. Of course, they'll talk the language of peace and restraint, but at the same time, they will, undertake whatever activities they have to, and it's logical and understood. We've hit them. They have to save their own face within their own country, within their own people, right? So they have to do something. So that's what they're doing here. And in the international forums, theater, they are talking peace and restraint, and then they're also, dangling the Damocles sword of a nuclear weapon. So it's a dual-faced strategy of Pakistan that is well known, well understood, a two-faced strategy, which we understand.
What does Pakistan's defense minister's reliance on social media evidence to claim Indian jets were shot down say about their credibility on modern conflict narratives?
It absolutely, it further erodes, if any, credibility Pakistan's leadership and its statements have. The Pakistan defense minister's statement and not being even able to name the, aircraft or something like that, and saying that, oh, we are going by social media reports. This is like a street corner hangout at the local panwala talking to each other that I saw this happening on social media. In today's day and age, when so much social media is AI and doctored, for the defense minister of a country to say something like that is juvenile, I would say.
Pakistan's Minister of Information was fact-checked on live international TV when he denied the existence of terror camps. How damaging is this to Pakistan's credibility on the world stage?
See, again, Pakistan has lost its credibility time and again. What has kept Pakistan afloat has been, one, its geographical location. It has taken advantage of its location with respect to Afghanistan and leveraged money from the US for helping NATO against Taliban, and much before that to fight communist Soviet Union in Afghanistan. So Pakistan has leveraged its location always. And now again here with China, it's leveraging because of the CPEC corridor. China sees value in Gwadar. It's understandable. Gwadar is very valuable asset for China. It will be. So Pakistan, does not bother perhaps with what it says, because you see the countries which cooperate with Pakistan, they know clearly what they want and what they want from Pakistan. So they let Pakistan say whatever it says, but they know. I mean, America worked with Pakistan knowing fully well what Pakistan does. And China also works with Pakistan knowing fully well that Pakistan has terror camps, while those terror camps also threaten China's own, Uyghurs and Xinjiang province. I think all of them go along with Pakistan because of their own of course, interests in this region.
How does the Indian establishment view Pakistan's repeated contradiction? One minister says there are no terror camps, another admits doing the US's dirty work in counter-terrorism.
I think the government of India is very mature. We know their language very, very well. We know their language and we know their behavior very well. The gap which happens is between the Western world, especially the Americans, the Europeans, understanding what we are telling them. That's where some gap is. We know very well the mind of these people, Pakistan, and the various ethnicities that make up Pakistan. We know how they operate. We've been there ourselves, right? Many of us are descending from those regions. The issue is that what we convey to the Western world, we've been conveying for a long time. As Minister Jaishankar says, Europe thinks its problems are the problem of the world.
Nationwide mock drills were held for emergency preparedness. What does this tell us about the level of seriousness with which India is preparing for a wider conflict?
See, the mock drills, the way I see it, definitely they convey a seriousness for the country to prepare to deal with any emergencies, especially our first responders, the fire brigades, the electrical systems, the hospitals, and of course the citizenry. That's one level of preparedness. But I think and secondly, yes, it creates a psychological fear in the Pakistanis that India is up to some serious thing, preparing so seriously and widely. But I think much more than that, what this drill does is create a unity within India, a unity of purpose, a realization of a unity, a national character, mobilization. So I look at it in that perspective more actually, or equally. So on the one level, yes, it helps us, prepare for, any emergencies. But at the same time, it cultivates a sense of national character, I think, in our citizenry, which itself is a huge thing also.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights.
Thank you for having me.